Let's discuss the weight break problem. Given a string S and a dictionary of n words, find out if S can be segmented into a space-generated sequence of dictionary words. Return 1 if it is possible, otherwise return 0. From the dictionary, each word can be taken any number of times and in any order. For example, if the string S is I like Samsung and the dictionary is having these many words, we can see that this can be segmented into words using dictionary. For example, if we take I, then like, SIM Sam and SUNG Sam. Now let's try to solve the problem. Consider this example, I like Samsung and this dictionary. In this case, we can see, if we check the first character alone, in the dictionary we are not able to find a word matching just the string I. So we need to check for the first two characters. That is, we have got IL. In the dictionary we are able to see a string which is matching to IL. Since we are able to find the first two characters directly in the dictionary, that means if we call the function in the remaining substring, that is starting from this index 2, and if we are able to do segment it using the words present in the dictionary, we can return 1 because we are able to get the word first two characters directly from the dictionary, and the function on calling with the remaining substring is also returning true. That means we can return a true. Now there may be a case in which the first two character is also not present in the dictionary directly. Then we need to check for first three characters. If it is not present, check for first four characters. Till we need to check for the remaining part of the string. And there might be some cases in which maybe first 5 characters is directly present in the substring, in the dictionary. But the remaining part we might not be able to form using the dictionary. In that case, we again need to check if the first 5 characters are present and the remaining part of the string. And also we understood that we definitely need to have a string in the dictionary which starts from the first character. Like the first, there might be a string in the dictionary which starts with the first character. The number of characters can be 1 or it can reach till the length of the string. If we are finding a match, then we have to call the function in the remaining part of the string. That means we have to recursively call the function. So since this is a recursive approach, we need to come up with the base condition and the recursive function. So if we have a function which is taking the argument which is just the string at the beginning, now we need to check if we are able to find strings starting from the first character is present in the dictionary or not. So we need to find substrings. We need to form substrings and we need to check in the dictionary. So we can start from I is equal to 1. I will go till the length of the string and we need to check, okay, if the dictionary is containing substring starting from the 0th index till the ith index. In the first iteration it will be I is equal to 1. Second time I will become 2. Now if it is present, that means we need to call the function recursively to the remaining part of the string. That means f dot substring of I. And if both returns true, that means if both is true, then we can return a true. And if it is not true, then we need to go increment I and need to go to the next iteration. And imagine if we have reached the length of the string and if we are not able to find a match, in that case we have to return false. So this is the recursive function. Here we can see that initially we will be calling the string and the first character will be considered as the 0th index. And next time when we are calling the string, we might need to consider the string which will be starting from the second index or any other index. So that means we need to pass a starting index as well. So in this function, the starting index in this case will be I. We are going to consider from the second index, in the ith index in this case. So it will have a start. And if we check of the base condition, at a point the start is getting incremented every time. So the start might reach us till the length of the string. In that case we can return true. So this is the recursive function. Now let's check the complete code. So here is the main function which is getting the string S and the dictionary of words. We are calling a recursive function, and if it is returning true, that means we are returning 1, otherwise we are returning 0. This is the recursive function. So as we have discussed, the base condition is like if the start has reached till the length of the string, we have to return true. Otherwise, from the current start, we have to check increment the index just by 1. Like we have to start from the index which is start plus 1 to the length of the string, and we need to check if the dictionary contains the starting part of the string. If it is present, then call the function for the remaining part of the string. At any point, if you are able to reach that, we can directly return true. If you are not able to reach that for a particular j, we need to increment j and check again. We can return false only when we reach the end of the string and we are not able to find a match. So this is the whole code for the recursive function. Since this is a recursive function, we can use dynamic programming in order to solve it more quickly. So we can use the memorization approach. So we can have a static DP, and here we can see in the recursive function, the only parameter which gets changed is the start. That is, only one value is getting changed. That means we can have a one-dimensional DP. So we have initialized the length of the DP to s.length plus 1 and filling initially with minus 1. Whenever we are getting a match, that means whenever we are returning true, the DP of start we are assigning as 1. In some cases we might need to return false. In that case we have to put DP of start is equal to 0. Before going through this loop, if we need to check if the DP already contains the value which is already pre-computed, that is DP of start is not equal to minus 1, then we need to return the value of DP of start. Since this function is returning boolean, if DP of start is equal to 1, we have to return true, otherwise we have to return false.